Welcome to an all-star toast to the Improv, starring Billy Crystal, Richard Lewis, Martin Mull, Paul Rodriguez, and Robin Williams. And now, live from the Improv in Los Angeles, your host, Robert Klein.
Thank you very much. You're very kind. I'd like to thank the technical crew for the correct height estimation on the microphone. Evidently thought Survey Valitzquez, what's his name from the, Pat McCormick probably knows it, from Fantasy Island, was going to be hosting, but actually, I'm not that. Welcome to the improvisation. What are we doing here tonight? We're earning a living to begin with, and Bud Friedman isn't doing badly either, the owner of this establishment. We're live. God forbid, when we get so nervous about that. The improvisation, for those of you that don't know out there, is an institution that began many, many years ago, first in Hell's Kitchen, now in Hollywood, in which so many comedians started, myself included. We're happy to pay tribute here to the improvisation, which was a home for us, and Bud Friedman, who is the proprietor here, who began in real estate. He was the person on the television seminars, you know, you have no cash. Now, you purchase a hotel. Now, you have to leverage the hotel against the money you don't have, which you didn't have to begin with. Now, make sure you have no money. You purchase 2 apartment buildings with the hotel you don't own. Then you buy the city of Cleveland, which you can get in a government auction, the booklet, page 412, and you go to the penitentiary. Then you purchase your cell, and you begin the business in the penitentiary. When you get out, Bud Friedman has been attempting to give beautiful girls the Heimlich maneuver for 15 years. All of whom have complained, oh, I'm not choking, Mr. Friedman, and I do not eat through my breasts, you know, that kind of. Also invented a new aspect of life-saving mouth-to-genital resuscitation, which we saw. Ooh, what is this? Sister Mary Margaret McBride here? Oh, number 1. Anyway, the one thing that hasn't changed in my many years at the Improv is the men's room, which looks exactly, you know, very suspect. Even when they fixed everything else up, they left out. This kind of place you put paper on the knob when you go in, you know. Flush with your foot, like a surgeon. Everyone looks like when they're coming out, they open the door with their ass and come in. Also, Louis the chef, the temperamental Latin. Pick up, you son of a bitch, I kill you. You know, one of these. People get very cranky at 110 Fahrenheit, and he calls the waitresses by what their order is. You know, chicken salad, you pick up now, you son of a bitch. Hamburger, come here, I kick your ass, you know. All these waitresses, of course, are aspirant actresses. Let's get on with the proceedings here. We have a wonderful all-star cast of colleagues who it's a privilege to share the stage with, and all of the people are very, very comfortable in the fact that they'll be sitting behind their colleague when they're working. First, 145 pounds, the University of Wichita, Richard Lewis. Richard Lewis. From the University of Abilene, Wisconsin, Billy Crystal, Billy. Paul Rodriguez, Paul. Mr. Martin Mull. And Robin Williams, Robin. No. Our first.
Did you just come from Schul's?
Johnny, we've got to go to a club. Stay, park the BMW over there. Ellie, she's my slut, you know.
Sorry,
Our first comedian started worrying here, and when the club started.
I gotta go now?
He's continued to worry. One of the most neurotic men in the world.
Fast. I can't...
Richard Lewis, you take this mic.
Oh.
Thank you, but wasn't that a little abrupt? Couldn't I just have a bypass operation before I go on? It's great to be here. I don't feel well. I'm sweating. I have chest pains, but now I'm in a good mood. Chest pains are good for me, and I had a good night's sleep, and yet no rest. That's why I feel very ambivalent about being here, and I'll tell you right now, I'm excited about being here. Bud Friedman, I started here, and he was a great guy. He started a lot of comics. Don't we know this? And I feel for you, Bud. I'm sad that Sophie Tucker and King Vidor couldn't be here tonight. He was not a cheap guy. I started out there, was, not too much bread going on. He had a house ketchup, which wasn't too exciting for me, and he get a little check, $12 going on, and the club, the Improv check, had a picture of Flip Wilson on a mechanical bull waving at everybody. And then I did about 100,000 shows at the Improv, and yet I get phone calls 4 in the morning. I'm opening a new Improv. It's in Venice called the Chuckle Chapel. You gotta open it up for me. But he's not like a mobster. He's like a menschy guy, nice guy. The worst thing he ever did, he threatened to break my therapist's legs. I was upset about that. And why my shrink called me? Must she call me? I'm here with my friends, my all-star friends here. And yet, she called me, my ex-shrink. I'm out of therapy now. She called me. Apparently, she was apologetic. She made a couple of some kind of mistakes a couple years ago. She's recalling her clients from 1985. And although I'm not mocking her, I'm not going to go back. I always felt paranoid that she was trying to help me behind my back. I didn't like that, And shrinks are the greatest, I mean, look, what a gig that is. I mean, comedy is a bitch, quite frankly. But to be a shrink, to be on a honeymoon, 4 a.m. in Paris, first time married, you get a call from clients. Hi, I'm sorry, doctor, I had to call you. Jeffrey's making that Caesar salad again. So that's frightening. But yeah, I'm not a wacko. I'm a comic, but I'm not a wacko. No, who's a wacko? I'll tell you right now. Michael Jackson. Here it is, Michael Jackson. Not a wacko. I don't mean that in the wacko sense, but yet, he's a brilliant man, and yet, did he have to spend $100,000 for the Elephant Man bones? I'll tell you right now. Couldn't he just, like $1.50 stickball bat and a challah bread? That would have been it for $1.50. That's very kind of you. But, whoa, please.
Almost there. Right here. Only $5 more for the Freudian analyst. Only $5 more we need to make.
Who else? Who else is crazy? I feel like I'm doing a... That was a Freudian slip. I feel like I'm doing a talent show at a mental institution right here. It's the Christmas show, okay? You're the psycho. You have multi-personalities. You'll be Santa Claus. I'll be Scrooge, that kind of thing. But I mean, like I was doing a film last year, and I was watching the Conjugate. That's crazy. People lying an inch away from the TV screen. I'm sorry. That's wacko. I'm neurotic. That's wacko to me. The whole political thing. I mean, they lied right to our faces. I mean, it's like 30 years. A guy's like in the maple syrup industry, and the guy would say, did you ever hear the name Aunt Jemima? I said, well, that rings a bell. I'm not quite sure right now. Then they talk to the lawyer, that kind of thing. My mother calls me. Must she call me before a big gig like this? Before 6 in the morning? Any calls before 6 a.m. to me, I don't mean to project negativity, but to me, before 6 a.m., death in the family, death in the family. It's unfair. Hi, Mom, how are you? She's, hi, is everything wrong? Must she be so negative? I already saw her New Year's Eve. I spent with the family back in Jersey. We sat around midnight. We watched our hopes drop, at midnight. It was Christmas time, Hanukkah time, and we're not deeply religious. My mother, this is frightening. She has a menorah on a dimmer, which is sort of a frightening situation. And we had a mistletoe from hell. You're supposed to kiss, and yet one of my uncles died on Christmas about 30 years ago, so we had a black armband around the mistletoe there. So we had to kiss and weep at the same time. And I went to her house. It was a frightening thing. She lives in a predominantly anxious section of town back in New Jersey, and my address was 283 Up Schitt's Creek was the name of the address. Her house still is the same, sort of exposed brick and nervous, the house there, and I go inside, the gifts from hell. I'll tell you right now, she bought me a dead relative's metronome, which sort of frightening. It was going, oh, it was a great thing. And I got a remote control wailing wall, which is cool. I can mourn and weep in any room in the house, which Phil was very important. But hey, what's the difference? As long as you have your health. As long as you have your health, you know what I mean? Oh, must I be sunnyless?
Stay in
I'll stay in there. don't know where to begin.
Keep with the guilt stuff. Keep with the guilt
I'll
stuff.
keep with the guilt stuff. Where do you begin? I wish you a happy, well, Valentine's Day is coming up now. I'll tell you right now.
And tag team.
No.
All right, so. I got action.
How to make one of those stars. I'm sorry. Sit down.
Sorry. No, I'm not ready. I just began. I'm not going to tag yet.
It's okay.
I just want to be good. I want to feel good. I want to feel good about myself. I just feel I broke up with this woman. I wish you well. All I know is she was an actress from hell. Look, I'm not a positive guy. She had lithium, which is a major drug, and yet before lithium was like, I want to go to a carnival. No, a Nigma Bourbon Festival. It was like kind of a thing. You know, she was into a Baba. Hey, I wish Baba's well, you know that, but I'm into therapy, and when I'm crying, she goes, we can't cry now because you're the wheat, you're the whole wheat raisin bread. It was a frightening situation, and I'll tell you right now, sex went into the toilet. I feel that sex should be a key to a relationship. I know you feel that. I know you both feel that. But we were headed... Yes. Am I right or am I wrong, huh? That looks like... Yeah, but we...
Big thing.
Yes.
Big time. Come and civil letter God. Big thing.
Yes. But we were headed to an orgasm. Yes, you can applaud that. It's a great ad-lib. It was a great ad-lib, but...
Keep with the guilt thing. Keep with the guilt thing. It's okay.
I'll go with that right now. But I was headed to an orgasm custody battle, I'll tell you right now, and... we made love, you know, and she put an armrest in the middle of the bed. I wasn't frightened about she said intercourse is one of her pet peeves. I wasn't thrilled about that, you know. While we're making love, she did a breast examination. I feel that was not good, you know. And birth control, hey, I'm sorry, I know it's not fair for women to use all those things, but all these contraptions from France, Le Ketch's mitt, those kind of things, you know. But I'm paranoid, what do you use? And she threw salt over her shoulders. I wasn't thrilled about that, you know. I said, well, she says, I know my ebb and flow. Weren't they on Sullivan in 65, the ebb and flow? I had, in 1968, I had my period in 68, and yet the Aurora Borealis is over here, and you have to wear the wizard's hat on Thursday. You know that, and I know that. It's frightening. You want to feel good about yourself, and I tell you right now, sexually, I feel sex is a key. I feel that, Rob. I'm not pointing at you. It's a key. It's a key, and yet I just feel it wasn't good. It wasn't good. She was bad-mouthing me when we broke up. She said she had to fake foreplay. I wasn't thrilled about that, you know. And then I gave her an anti-climax. I wasn't happy about that, you know. Then I had to go to a penis awareness clinic, which was sort of frightening. And how do you go out? How do you date? It's frightening. I don't know what to do. I just don't, I'm a hypochondriac, and I don't know what to do. Even masturbation, I say to myself, can I just be friends with myself, you know? I'm afraid I might give myself something. It's sort of a frightening thing, and, but yet, hey, aren't I going to tag you now? Don't I just want to sort of share the show now? It's great to be here. I'm going to come back soon. I have some shock therapy out there, and I'll be back. And Bud, congratulations. And yet, I'm doing a Will Rogers on acid impression here for no reason, but it's a thrill to be here. It's a thrill to be with you guys, and I think I have to tag now. How do you end? How do you end with these people here?
You go to the host.
To the host. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
So young and so handsome. Give me some water. Got some St.
Here you go, Mr. Klein. There's water for everybody.
How about some St. Joseph Valium for children?
And some coffee for a little speedy man. Look, a Betty Ford speedball.
Luckily, it has no effect. Anyway, I'd like to tell you, it's too handsome to have that kind of When I think of the
Don't judge me, Robert, please.
When I think of the
bitch
improv...
on. Just tell him who you are. Get out. I'm sorry, we're men with men. We're male lesbians. Talk about it. It's the Donahue Show.
Who's next? You are.
Hey.
Are you on, Billy?
This is one... I just want to talk about one memory of the improv. There are so many times, my social life from the improv, so many waitresses and wonderful times. There was the beautiful ventriloquist who moved her tits, who, during orgasm, would say, I want your baby, and then would begin to talk about her act. Do you think I should change the puppet? Do you think I should? People were very into their work. Our next performer is someone who I'd like to introduce you to somebody, would it make you proud, because he's an old New York sports fan, by imitating Bob Shepard, the announcer at Yankee Stadium. Right?
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Yankee Stadium. Number 777, Billy, Crystal, number 7.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You were great, and yet I'm frightened that we're all going to go home talking like that. Because it's infectious. You find that you want to say, I was at the valet park and it's Martin Bormann. I recognize the dental charts and we're doing a do-si-do. We're do-si-doing, and my relatives are in the trunk and they, oh, okay. We had the same relatives, though. We did. My grandparents.
Very unlikely, I'm sorry.
No, we had, there's only one pair and they just send them to different houses. And I would, in my room, my great-grandparents would be making love. It was great that they're doing it. I'm thrilled at 70 that I'll be able to even think about it. But in the next room, I could hear them. The small talk was the greatest. Oi, by the last helmet. Helmet. Oh, man. Is there any gritness? I'm so goddamn hungry now. Was I a czar? Tell me I was a czar. Why am I playing the floor? There's people here. I'm so glad these stools, I feel like a fucking dog act here on the... I jump through the hoop. The saddest thing in the world is a dog act on the Ed Sullivan Show. I don't know how many of you, I don't know, I've had dogs. Not one of them likes to be in a suit with sunglasses and shoes and go out on a date and walk on the tooth. It's the walk of a dog is the saddest thing, because they're walking to usually Satin Doll. And it's a dog on a date. Come on, Sparky, look at Sparky. Come on, go get your date. It's that pained expression. Do you know that look? But this Reagan's getting me nuts.
Segue.
No,
Nice segue.
no segue.
Well, go on.
Come on, you have to.
And you
Oh,
never
I feel like a white minstrel show. Keep on, Mr. Johnny, keep on.
Well, you got those nice shoes there.
Yes, tap dancing shoes for white people.
Look at these.
I've got no rhythm, can't you tell? I'm a rapper. Oh, yes, I am.
Jewish cheerleaders.
Oh, give me an A.
A.
Give me an A.
A.
Give me an A.
A.
What's that spell? Just hit it.
Jewish mime. Oh, is this a small room? Ease. I'll walk against the wind. What am I, nuts? I'll walk with the wind. I'll get there faster. What? But this Reagan's... No, you gotta be 60 to do sort of like a roast. You gotta be one of those guys. I'll tell you, it's nuts. They sell these video cassettes every place. My wife comes home from the gynecologist. She said, buddy, I got cystitis and Amadeus. I said, is it serious? She said, parts of it, but the music is beautiful. I tell you, you gotta be that guy. I'll be that guy. I've written a lot of good things at the Improv. It's a place to be, it's a gymnasium. You can work out here. It's good. I've written a lot of things here. I wrote a thing about Yul Brynner doing the Babe Ruth story. I thought it would be interesting. He would have been a great Babe Ruth. Say, babe, can you hit a homer today? Yes, I am. I'm going to stand at home plate and point out there. These Chicago clubs that got me nuts. There's a sick kid in Brooklyn. I'm going to hit a single, double, triple, etc., etc., etc. That would be good. That's where I found Fernando. When I started doing the Fernando character, it was because he was on my cable station. I have a terribly cheap cable station. It's called Bob's Cable. And it was Fernando Lamas in Death of a Salesman. I thought this was the greatest thing I'd ever seen. He came in. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Linda, are the boys home? Biff, you are a moody man, but you look marvelous, but look at you, darling. The woods are burning. And I thought you had to do something about this guy. But this Reagan is getting me nuts. You thought I forgot? No, I can't wait. I'm just tired of hearing about the colon. I'm sorry. They're selling maps of the colon on Sunset Boulevard now. They send cameras up the ass, the same ones they used to explore the Titanic. It's like, you know, the two 75-year-old wrecks we're looking at. And what's up there? Geraldo Rivera. I don't know what's in here. We have no idea what's in here. Now, if Gary Hart wins, does that make Donna Rice the first chick? I would love Cuomo to win. I would love Cuomo to come out. I really would. We need a tough... No, we need a guy who sounds like Joe Carcione. I think that would be a great... Oh, this Persian Gulf this time of year, you know, it gets all hot and stuff, and when you gotta go up to these guys with the towels on their heads and just go bomb right there, all right? Well, I'm thrilled to be here, Bud. I've worked very hard in this club, and it's really paid off. Thanks for giving me all the time. And now I'm gonna turn it over back to Robert. Thank you for having me.
Good? Third round. Be afraid, you keep where? Be afraid.
Billy Crystal.
Thank you.
Here. Be afraid, he didn't mean to hit you in the head.
What round is it?
It's round, well, fuck it, you're still here.
What round is it?
Don't be afraid.
What round is it?
Look out, he's waiting for you out there. I'm sorry he punched you in the nipples, it wasn't his fault. Why are they wearing rubber gloves? What are they afraid of? Don't be afraid, you're pretty.
They never know what round it's in. They put a beautiful girl with net stockings on in Vegas. She has 8 like this, you know, instead of putting the number on her ass where everyone's looking, they have the...
You know what else? Michael Tyson, who has a series on HBO, a comedy series called His Fights. This is the strongest man. The neck starts up here. He beats the people senseless, and then I say, how was the fight for? And he goes,
well, it was a very good fight. You know, I threw some important punches. I started to throw some... And, you know, he didn't really want to fight, so, you know, what am I supposed to do? It was a really good fight.
I'm in deep shit now.
No.
I can see it now.
Now, wait a minute. There was an excellent juxtaposition there. The man is a tremendous brute and yet has a high voice.
Did you get
now,
it?
what?
You got it.
I got it immediately. I thought it was excellent.
Don't be saying nothing bad. Don't say anything bad.
No, I won't.
The man is big.
No, he won't.
I have an ad lib in 28 seconds. I hope
Okay,
you're
you
still
bring it
around
up.
here when I do.
No, what bothers me is they lie to the corner. These kids, it's a maintenance man at the Sands Hotel in Atlantic City. His friends came up from Atlantic City. Papolo Manolo, you know, from Philadelphia. And 4 minutes later, he's in a coma with 3 neurologists smacking him around. They say, you're ahead, Manolo. You understand me? You're ahead. I feel like jumping in. Manolo, you're by no manner of means ahead. You're about to be punched into a nectarine, Manolo. Throw the tolo in, Manolo. Sorry.
I don't feel that boxing has affected me, and boxing... Thank you very much. Feel better about myself now.
Our next performer...
Sorry. Sorry.
Our next performer, but seriously speaking, actually worked in the kitchen here under Louis the chef. Learned to say, "Pick up!" Out you wrote, you wrote, you wrote. Out you wrote, you wrote, you wrote. Paul Rodriguez. Paul.
Thank you. Hey,
Paul Rodriguez.
thank you, Richard Lewis. My impression. No sé, estaba yo aquí pensando cuando mi mamá me llamó, estaba viendo que guilt from other homes, no sentía, tenía un satellite dish in my pants. You ain't got no problems, man. All you need is a quaalude and a hooker, and you're set, man. You know, a quaalude and a hooker, and all your problems will go away. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the first Gentile of the night, as you can see.
Welcome.
I'm sitting over there in the Gentile corner next to...
For those of you playing the home game, Gentiles are people who eat mayonnaise for no reason.
Thank you.
That's right. Use the word simply. Also try the word Michugana later.
Thank you.
Two Gentile businessmen on the street. Hey, how's business?
Great.
Thanks. Oh! Oh! If we could just have some more obscure Jewish references, I think I'll get off.
Paul,
Oh,
he's
I was-
not Jewish.
No, I know. I was just gonna comment that you are beyond white. You are, seriously, I swear to God, he looks like Hitler's wet dream. This is what Hitler had in mind. Oh, yeah. Oh, I want them all to look like him. Oh, a young Kurt Ballheim. Where's...
How fast his hand was moving.
Hey,
My God, it was like the speed of light.
yes it was,
I
right?
have an orgasm in another dimension. That was...
I swear to God, you and Vanna White should have kids, Pillsbury Doughboys or something, but hey, I don't know why I'm insulting him. He's actually a good guy, but hey, this is what we're afraid. We should insult him! You rich bastard! No, I kid, but there's a thin line between comedy and working again, I know. You know, you can roast Bud until you tell the truth, and it's back to the kitchen, Paul. I'll be there in the kitchen with the rest of the illegals you are working. You haven't asked none of them if they got citizenship. I'm sure they're all from Arizona, yeah. They're going, oh, sí, cuando, señor Booth. Oh, nice guy, yeah. Actually, I do have a real story. About, what, 3 years ago, you booked me in Fresno. Hey, that segue's better than, but that Reagan drives me nuts. Come on, it was some kind of segue, right?
Real story.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, your car's
And
being
I was
dismantled.
worried about saying penis. I'm sorry. It's really...
Some people worry about their penis.
But this Reagan's got me nuts.
He's got me nuts. Reagan, hey. Fresno. Okay, fuck Fresno. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Reagan does have me nuts. 88's gonna be a good year. He can't run again, son of a bitch. He's got more lives than a cat. And I think Gorbachev didn't make him look bad, because I don't trust this commie bastard, right? The press went crazy over Gorbachev. I think he looks like Ed Asner, right? Gorbachev looks like, I don't trust this commie bastard, because you can tell what's on his mind. He's got like a map of South Vietnam on his head, if you notice. He's got freckles that look like Afghanistan. Nicaragua's in his pants, I'm sure of this one. And all these people running for office, Dukakis, he's never gonna win with a name like that, because kakas is kakas in any language. Imagine if he gets into office, hi, I'm President Dukakis, my wife diarrhea. Young son, constipation. But Fresno, you know, Fresno drives me nuts. This Fresno drives me wacky. Thanks. 3 years ago, Bud Friedman says, Paul, I'm starting this mariachi band.
And a dream comes true.
It came true. He says, we're going to work in Fresno. It's going to be a great show. We're there. We went over there. These are your people, he tells me. Yeah, I don't know where the hell they were from. They weren't my people. And we drove over there. I thought we were going to fly, but says it'll be a fun drive. There's no planes to Fresno, Paul. We'll have a good time. On the way back, we stopped at my Uncle Mario's house. I introduced Bud to my Uncle Mario. I said, Uncle Mario, this is Bud Friedman. Bud, this is my Uncle Mario. My uncle goes, Friedman. You're a Jew. Bud says, yeah, so you're a taco folder. Paul, in the car. Let's go. Where are we going?
You're exaggerating
Am I
just a little bit.
That's what comedy is, Bud, is an exaggeration, goddammit. Do you want the goddamn truth then? Okay, I'll say it like it really happened.
Don't back me up. Go ahead. Give it to
Thanks.
her.
Guys, thanks. You fall in whenever you feel you can ruin what act I have. You drop in, you know. There's an abundance of Hispanic comedians. God damn it. God knows there's a lot of us. But, shit, look at me. Do I look like a lottery winner or what? Huh?